This is Prep Rally brought to you by the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. 9 weeks of prep football are in the books, and we are entering the final 2 weeks of the stretch run for the regular season. Now, as we come into the 9th week of the season, conference standings are starting to take shape, and this week's games will go a long way in determining seedings for the upcoming state playoffs. But before we get into any of that, let's take a look at last week's games across the region. In the 7A West, Bentonville is rolling to yet another conference championship. The Tigers on Friday, they put up 74 points in a 74-21 blowout win against Rogers in the oldest rivalry in Benton County. Now, the Tigers scored 14 points in this game in the first 21 seconds, and none of those were an offensive touchdown. Rogers fired some shots of its own, and it scored 21 points in the first quarter, but Bentonville scored 36. Yes, 36 points in the opening 12 minutes of the game. Now, Tigers quarterback Andrew Edwards, he accounted for 6 touchdowns in 3 quarters, and the Tigers improved to 8-0 overall and 5-0 in the 7A West. Now, here's what Bentonville coach Jody Grant had to say after the game.
No, you never expect to have 21 seconds off the clock and already you've got 2 touchdowns on the scoreboard. But for a while, it looked like you were going to need every one you could get.
Absolutely. Listen, we knew going in that Rogers, with that quarterback triggering their offense, is dangerous. And he, not just him, I mean, they're good. And we knew that going in. They've been really effective offensively in all their games. They scored 35 points on us last year. So, I mean, our kids knew it, were aware of it. And, yeah, it looked like we were going to be in for a shootout.
What did you do differently to finally get them to slow down?
Well, we just got to the point where we started actually covering better, and there wasn't a whole lot of an adjustment thing. There were some tweaks, but for the most part, our kids just kind of got in better position and played. You got to give credit to them and what they were doing. Very impressed with their guys offensively.
Yeah, your special teams doing wonders tonight. You know, blocked 1 punt and then a little squib. You guys took it and returned it, and the defense does its job, but of course, the offense rolls.
Yeah, I mean, what a fun way to start the game with opening a kickoff with I don't know how far it was, with a touchdown.
95 yards.
95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. And then, yeah, our offense, clicked really well. I don't think we punted tonight at all. We were getting big-time first downs. Our quarterback operated well. Our offensive line did phenomenal. Our guys were making plays, and it was fun to watch.
So staying in the 7A West, Springdale Harbor sophomore Hudson Brewer, he rushed for 249 yards and scored a touchdown as the Wildcats won their 4th straight game. They beat Fort Smith Southside 28-19. Now, also on Friday night, Bentonville West, they routed Rogers Heritage 48-14, and Fayetteville claimed a 48-13 win against Springdale in the state's longest continuous rivalry game, the Battle of the Bulldogs down in Fayetteville. We're going to go to Class 6A now, where Greenwood was the place to be on Friday night as the Bulldogs hosted Benton in the West Pest Termite Lawn Game of the Week. Now, this game was all about drives, as Greenwood had 6 scoring drives of 67 yards or longer, and they rolled to a 42-28 win. They also improved to 8-0 overall and 4-0 in the 6A West Conference. Now, the Bulldogs piled up 503 yards of offense in this game behind quarterback L.D. Richmond, who passed for 203 yards and 2 touchdowns and also rushed for 116 yards. Greenwood coach Chris Young said his team had been looking forward to this game for about a year since losing to Benton last year on the road.
Yeah, our kids have been waiting on the opportunity to play those guys. We got a ton of respect for Benton. They've got a great program, great athletes, great coaching staff. So we were excited about tonight, the opportunity to get out and play a good football team, and it was a great game. Luckily, we came out on the winning side. I think both teams made a lot of mistakes, and we got plenty of stuff we can work on, but it was a good win for our kids. We're going to celebrate it.
How big was it for you guys to come out in the third quarter and get that touchdown?
Yeah, it was huge. We talked at halftime about that. They're such a good team, they can score so quick that you got to go put points on the board, especially when they gave us the win. That's why we were aggressive on a couple 4th down calls with the win third quarter, because we thought we had a good shot to put points, and we knew we had to keep scoring. But really proud of the kids. Wish we would have finished better in the 4th quarter, and we've got to learn to do that to get where we want to be.
I think it was 35-21, Coach. You guys came up with a big 4th quarter stop. How big was that? Game was still kind of hanging in the balance.
They got their yards, but certain critical times our defense made big plays, got them off the field, got the pick, and there were 2 times that we've got to go finish drives. And if offense does that, I think the game's got a whole lot different score. So that's things we'll work on this week.
Greenwood running back Hunter Wilkinson, he ran for 185 yards and he scored 4 touchdowns in this game. And our Kasius Williamson caught up with Hunter after the game in this week's River Valley Report.
With my man Hunter Wilkinson from Greenwood, he rushed 31 times for 188 yards, and he had 4 touchdowns in the win over Benton on Friday. Now I'm going to talk to him a little bit. Hunter, 188 yards on the ground. What were some things that you saw on the field that gave you the ability to rush for over 100 yards?
Yeah, the offensive line, they did great. You know, they opened the holes for me. I just saw the field, you know, did what I did, and I'm glad I got the juke. You know, I've been working on that, so just glad I got to do that. Offensive line, man, they did great. They've been doing great the past few games. I've been excited. Coach Morton been working them out, and I'm just happy.
This is the first week you've been fully healthy. You said you say you feel like you're all the way back. Explain the feeling and how happy you are to be fully healthy now.
Oh, it's great, you know, just being with my team, being 100% back. I still wear that brace, you know, I just think it's good luck, you know, just can't mess anything up. So I just, you know, being back 100%, being back with the team, it means everything to me.
Next week you have Van Buren. Now everybody knows that Greenwood and Van Buren aren't necessarily the best friends. Talk about how excited you are to go over there and play it right.
Oh, man, we're excited. We're going to get a game plan going this week, and it's going to be great. I can't wait. It's going to be a great game.
Thanks, Kasius. Now, down in Class 5A on Friday, Harrison went on the road and held on for a 35-34 win in double overtime against Morton, and that was quite a game. And in Class 4A, Shiloh Christian rallied for a 49-28 win against Elkins in a big 4A1 conference game. The number 1 Saints, they trailed in this one 21-0 as Elkins landed some early punches. Kane Johnson scored 3 touchdowns, but the Saints found their groove late in the second quarter and ran off 49 straight points for this win. The second half in this one belonged to Cam Wiedemann as the senior running back scored 3 touchdowns. And sophomore quarterback Eli Wisdom, he had another couple of touchdowns for Shiloh Christian. Now, this win for the Saints probably clinches the number 1 seed from the 4A1 in the playoffs for Shiloh Christian. Now, photos like these that you've seen in today's show can be purchased on our website at nwaonline.com. Now, these photos and many, many others taken by our award-winning photographers, they can be seen in our photo galleries and in the digital edition of the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. So you want to be sure and check those out, and you can purchase those again online. For more prep sports this week, check out our digital content like our weekly Prep Rally podcast that we will tape on Wednesdays as we talk prep sports with guest coaches and other media members from across the state. The Prep Rally podcast can be heard on SoundCloud, Apple, Google Play, Spotify, or Stitcher. So be sure and check that out on Wednesday afternoons. That is Prep Rally Podcast. Now, you can also get a preview of our West Termite Pest and Lawn Game of the Week on Friday afternoons as Rick Fires and I bring you Prep Rally live on tape. So be sure and catch that as we preview all the big games. That's it for this week's show. As we tell you every week, this is a reminder, please mask up and follow social distancing guidelines. Make sure that you do this for the kids. You do it for the coaches. We don't care why you do it. Just do it. Thanks for watching.